reconstructions of this individual. There, here, and then one that's a little odd, but it shows the teeth nicely, and that's this one right here. Now, somewhere around this time, people were starting to use tools. Was it Garhi? Was it Africanus? Not quite sure. The last Australopithecine we were talking about is this Australopithecus silva. And that is one species, one specimen that is extremely well dated. What we have 1.977 million years ago. And we know a lot about this one. It had still had a small brain. That was some of the Australopith characteristics. The cusp structure of the teeth were still kind of like an Australopith, and it still had long upper limbs. So it still was like the Australopithecines with climbing ability. But it had some features from our own genus, Homo. And these include some of the dental anatomy. Canines are small. The dental arch is beginning to form. Brain structure that has a larger frontal lobe than previous. Now the frontal lobe is the neocortex. This is the area where thinking goes on, where you make decisions. This is the new part. That's why it's called neocortex, the new part of the brain. The further down you go in the brain, the more primitive it becomes, and the older the part. Pelvic anatomy is even more close to modern beings, and the hands and feet are more human-like. This is what the skull looks like. This is what the skeleton, we believe, looks like in the fragments we have. Notice the arms are still quite long, and the hands, as we'll see in a minute, are quite human-like. The chest is still conical, which is characteristic of the previous groups that did a lot of climbing. The feet are pretty much like ours. This was an individual that was extruding. This is what it looked like in relation to human, large human on the left, chimpanzee on the right. So the chimpanzee has this conical rib cage, which is not good for long distance running. Whereas the human has this expanded rib cage, which is good for running. But this one still had this strange rib cage. It's kind of conical, it was quite wide at the base. So, still a climber probably, with bipedal locomotion, a lot of walking, a little trotting. Look at the hand. One on the far left is chimpanzee, the one in the middle is human, and the one on the right is Notice that this one is extremely close to this one. In terms of the fingers, in terms of the thumbs, it's really close. We don't have the terminal digits there. We do have the rest of it. The rest of it looks pretty much like us. Here is a picture of the endocast stuck in the skull. You see that the frontal part of the brain is large and rounded and better developed than in previous groups. As in some of the previous fossils, I've shown a picture of the person who found this fossil. This is the person that found the fossil. This is Matthew Berger, his dad, and holding the rock that he found. His dad was doing some excavation trying to find a creature like this, and the kid wandered off and found this rock. And there he is. He was 9 years old at the time. So I'm way behind the curve, but you still have a chance not to be that far behind the curve. Go out and get a fossil. And this might have been what it looked like, maybe. Another interpretation, don't know. This is a picture of Lucy. This is a picture of Cinnabon. A little taller, a little bigger. And this is Homo erectus, which is the next London line. If you skip Homo habilis, at any rate. So Homo erectus is about the size of us, maybe a little bit shorter, but pretty close. And a great runner. One last thing I'd like you to notice is the nose. The nose on Lucy. The nose on Cinnabon. And the nose on Homo erectus. Is there a difference? And where is that difference? The Homo erectus has a nose, and that's important. I will tell you why later. Got a good nose. Another one of these pictures of what family might have looked like. Again, fanciful, but looking at skulls, you really have to know skulls to see the differences in skulls, and so that might help. Well, the last one is a side branch, Paranthropus. These are large individuals. There are really 3 different species, but I'm just going to talk about Paranthropus as one basic species. And this is an extinct sideline. They still have small body size, and males are about 4.6 feet, 140 centimeters, weighed about 45 kilograms or 100 pounds. Females were about 130 centimeters, a little bit shorter than the males, and weighed 33 kilograms or 70 pounds. They were largely vegetarians. They ate a lot of fruit. You can see that from the teeth in terms of the micro wear on the teeth, as well as some of the harder on the teeth. They used to use jaw and large back teeth for mastication. They had very wide cheekbones. The cheekbones came out actually farther forward than the nose. They had small brains, and they were found in East and South Africa, and they are definitely an extinct line. We don't know what made them extinct, whether it was loss of habitat or the fact that we and leopards ate them. That's a possibility. Let's look at some of these. Here's the 3 different flavors: Ethiopicus, Robustus, and Boise. I'm just going to lump them all together. Call them Paranthropus. They lived from about 2.5 to 1.5 million years ago. So a little overview as to where they might be. I'm not exactly sure if this is the right interpretation. But what we're talking about is Ethiopicus, Boise, and Robustus up there. I'm sure really the Robustus ought to be down here. Gives you an idea of the timeline. Or another division. We have basic African forest snake here. The gorilla is peeling off fairly early on, 8 million years ago. Well, 6 billion years ago, the human chimpanzee split, and then once we get up here, we get this smaller split, Australopithecus, Paranthropus fitting over here. Genus Homo